Hello, hello, everyone. This is Cynthia with Defining Life Path. I am here, like I said, I will be at 9 o'clock. To talk about karmic debt. We're going to talk about karmic debt tonight, okay? Hey, Orson, I'm glad you are here. So tonight we're talking about karmic debt, 13, 14, 16, and 19 numbers. Again, I am a life path strategist, and I use numerology to help people gain some kind of understanding and confidence as to the direction that they want to go in their next chapter, whether it's starting a business, going back to school, any direction that they want to go, that they kind of have the feelings, but they don't have the confidence. Good. That they don't have the confidence, but they know they want a change. And so that's how I use numerology. I don't do any reports. I only use it to help you gain clarity and move to the next level in your life. Okay. Also, I am in school to do I am in school to do I'm in metaphysics school, so I would be getting a PhD in metaphysics, and I use that to help me. I use metaphysics to enlighten people with spirituality, and so that all ties in with numerology and everything, and all goes back, it's all about God, and that's why I do this. So I do numerology. I want to kind of explain this to everybody. Why is she out here now talking about this? I do and talk about numerology because I want people to have a better understanding of their life. I want them to have a better understanding of who they are, because oftentimes people end up in counseling because they have these feelings and these this and that, and they don't know where it's coming from. And believe it or not, some counselors practice numerology so they can help understand their patients and help their patients understand who they are. Majority of them don't, but some of them you will find that do. So the reason why I'm now deciding to come out and talk about numerology, so it will help people. A lot of Black communities are suffering, and going to church is just not enough these days. Going to church, listening to pastors, it's not enough, because they oftentimes can't give you the information that your soul is yearning for. The questions, they can't answer the questions, and oftentimes you wind up not getting the message, and you find yourself still lost. You don't have the you don't understand why you're having these certain feelings, and why things keep happening, and why your life is and why you keep having struggles. And that's the purpose of this, because I want to help people. Miyoki, I want to help people kind of alleviate the struggle in their lives, and have the fruits of God labor, and the fruits of your labor, and have the fortune of the universe, because we all are entitled to have exactly what we want. We all are creators of our destiny. We're creators of our reality. But if you don't clear up the things that you are dealing with and have come in this lifetime with, then you will have constant struggles. You will have constant struggles. You will keep repeating the same lessons over and over again. And that's why it's so important to know who you are. This information is out there for anybody to have access to. Numerology was discovered long before Christ. I mean, we're talking about Pythagoras. We're talking about 590 BC, okay? Long before Pythagoras was even, long before Christ. So that lets you know how long numerology has been around. And so mostly it was just something that the rich and the rich people knew about, because of course This is power. And when you know who you are, when you know that you're here for a certain mission or purpose, then you know that nothing can stop you. Strictly, nothing can stop you. And when that's being said, hold on one second, guys. Okay, so you know that nothing can stop you. And so that's the point of numerology. It's old, it's ancient. People have discovered this a long time ago, decades, centuries, like forever ago, before Christ. Let's let you know how old it is. And so with that being said, it's a gift. It is our birthright to know who we are. It's our birthright to know what gifts, characteristics that we have, because it will empower us to know that we have a purpose. It will empower you to know that you have a plan, that you didn't come here empty-handed, that God, this perfect God, gave you this plan so you can create the life that you want within your time frame, within your born date and your end date. You can create your destiny. But in the process of creating this, you will have lessons. You will have, some people have lessons, some people have karmic debt, some people have just challenges. Well, we all have challenges. Let me say, we all have challenges. Some of us have lessons, some of us have karmic debt. So tonight's discussion is karmic debt, okay? And I just want to say one more thing before I jump into karmic debt. My purpose again for doing this is because now that we have social media, now that we have reality shows, we are starting to see more and more people are becoming negative. More and more people are suffering. More and more people are being exposed. And so the purpose of this is to let you know that, and this is going to trip you out, okay? Especially you, Orson, okay? This is for you to know. And you may not believe me. Go do your own due diligence, please. But these are the facts, okay? In heaven, we have soul contracts. We have soul contracts. And this, and what the information that I'm about to give you, it will help you. The information that I'm about to give you, it will help you understand really the purpose of me doing these videos. It will help you understand, you know, life from here on. Starting today, it will help you understand life from whatever point in time you're watching this until after that, okay? In heaven, we have soul contracts, thousands of soul contracts that we sign before we choose the parents, before we enter the shell. And the shell is this is the shell, okay? The soul is in the shell. We have these soul contracts that we fill out, okay? We fill out and we choose our parents, we choose the name, we choose the date of birth, we choose this assignment, okay? And if you know this, and this is how life is perfect, life is predestined. And if you know this, you will understand how and why things are going on like they are. In heaven, we sign contracts with everybody that we're going to come in contact with. That's the mailman, that's the milkman, that's the people you work with, the people you see at the store, your spouse, your children. We sign contracts for everybody, okay, in heaven. So when we come into this earth, all the soul contracts that we sign, we're going to meet all of these people. And at some point or another, we chose this person who's going to teach us a lesson. This person who's going to help us with this challenge. This person is going to bring this into our lives. This person is going to do this. We sign these soul contracts. And then we come into this lifetime and then we forget. But these people are still here and they show up. And we marry them, we have these children, we buy a house, we meet the mailman, we meet our neighbors, we go get jobs, we meet people on the job, we meet people on the airplane. And all of these people we have signed soul contracts with, even our pets, believe it or not. We sign soul contracts with our pet to choose the pets in heaven that we will have here on earth. And the reason why, and that's how you know God is so perfect, and everything that we go through is ordained. Everything that we go through is ordained. So, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because with the social media being like it is, and everything and everybody is so reactive to what they see, okay? Everybody is so reactive to what they see. It causes more and more negative vibrations in the atmosphere. And we're creating more and more of this negative vibration because of our reactions as to the news, as to, what we read on social media. And with all that being said, with the social media, with the politics, we react. And we don't like this person. We hate them. They did such this bad thing. Except you don't understand one little thing, one small thing. The soul contract. Those two people who are interacting, whether it's the police officer and the one who was murdered, or it's the person who fired you, what you're reacting to was predestined. Okay? Not only was it predestined, they had soul contracts that was going to happen. And you don't, and as you are an observer and you're watching all of this, now you are adding karma to the situation, but not only are you adding karma to them, but you're adding karma to yourself, because what you send out, it vibrates. And so I want you to understand that to alleviate adding more karma to your life, to your shell, try to stop reacting to every emotion that is out there. Try to just stand back and take a look, and what the thing that you want to do is just send free will and blessings to both people or whomever is involved. And I don't care how bad the crime is, I don't care how bad the person may seem, it is your duty to send blessings and free will. 3 things you're supposed to use with your mouth when you are sending vibrations to someone else. And I hope I can remember all 3 of them. Heal, bless, and prosper. If you need to heal them, you need to send blessings, and you need to send prosperous feelings, emotions, vibrations their way. That's what you're supposed to do when you are speaking upon someone else's situation. You either healing them, or you sending, or you either are blessing them in their situation, or you want to send abundance to their situation. No matter who it is, And when you start reacting like that, then nothing out there will bother you. Nothing out there will get up under your skin so bad that it creates this hate and this evilness inside of you that keep you from having what you want. It will keep you from getting your abundance. It will keep you from adding more karma onto this shell. And that's what spirituality is all about. No matter what you see, your reactions, because when people send things, when the media wants you to react in a way, because they know whatever they say, you will have an emotional response. An emotional response, and that's the goal. That's the goal of persuasion. So if your emotional response is the same always, imagine if millions of people out there are sending the same vibrations to people, healing, blessing, prospering. Imagine how the world would turn out. Imagine how the world would turn around, turn a new leaf, be different. And then imagine how your circumstances and yourself will be different. And then you will start to alleviate, adding more on and then you can have the abundance. But when you condemn, when you send negative, when you talk down, all it does is come right back to you. All words are vibrational, and vibrational, they're going to return back to the sender. Everything. No matter how mad you are, hey Toya, I'm glad you was able to join this time. No matter how mad you are, it still returns back to the sender, no matter what. And that's why it's so important to be careful what you say, and be careful what you do and how you respond to what you see out there in the media. Is how you respond, is your reaction. And your reaction sets the tone about everything. It even sets the tone to you, because you get it in here, and then it manifests in here, and then when you hear something else, and then now you're attracting all of this to you. And every time you turn around, this is with the same thing that you are reacting to, you keep attracting it to you. And how to avoid attracting it, all you need to do is have the same reaction, no matter if it's R. Kelly, no matter if it's Trump, no matter who out there it is, you have the same reaction. You want to heal or bless or send prosperous vibration to that person. Or don't even have a reaction at all. That's the best reaction, not having one at all. Okay, so karmic debt. Okay, karmic debt indicates that you have a past life that you abuse your power in some sort. That's what karmic debt is. And how you get to know if you have karmic debt is very simple. You add up your year first. So say, for instance, if your year is 1974, okay? So this is where you want to get out, your phone, your calculator, whatever. So 1974, 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 4. 21, okay? So now 1974 is 21. You want to take the 2 plus the 1 and add them together, which gives you simple 3, okay? Now, if you're born on the 21st, okay, let's just say 21st. No, that's the same thing. Okay, let's say another number. If you're born on the 24th, so 2 plus 4 is 6. So now we have the 3, and you simply add 6 plus, if you're born on in February, so now you want to just add a 2. 11. So that means your life path will be a master 11, which is the worst example ever, because I was not trying to talk about master numbers, but that's an example of how you calculate your life path, okay? And that lets you know where your karmic debt lies, because if it's in your life path, if it's in your born gift number, which is the day you were born on, then it doesn't hold as much weight if it's in as it would if it's in your life path. So if your born gift or life path, I just showed you how to calculate to get your life path number. If it's 13, 14, 16, or 19, you have karmic debt. It's not anything that's good or bad. It's just simply saying that you have karmic debt, and you have some past lives experiences, past lives debt. Let me say that, past life debt that you have to clear. Okay, that's all it's saying, that you have past life debt that you have to clear, because it has followed you into this life. And not only did it follow you into this life, but you now have a little bit more struggle that you will endure in this lifetime. And you need to get the lesson and clear it up and clean it up, so you will not repeat it in another lifetime. Whether you believe it or not, guess what? You have this karmic debt. Whether you trust this process or not, guess what? You have karmic debt. Whether you clean it up or not, you have karmic debt. And I just want you to understand that's what karmic debt is. No matter what, you will have it until you clean it up. You will have the struggles, and you will have Miyoki, stop. And you will have you will have these lessons to learn. You will have this debt to clear, and it's nothing hard. I mean, I'm not talking about, you know, going to God and just handing him some money, or going to the church and dropping a buttload of money and say, hey, now I can clear it up, or getting on your knees and saying your prayers. That's not what I'm saying, because no matter what, sin does not clear your karmic debt. Because you repent your sins does not clear your karmic debt. You have something in your life that's going to stay there until you clear it up and clean it up. So you can repeat your sins all day long, and that's good. That's a wonderful thing, because any other karma that you brought onto yourself on that day, you get to ask for forgiveness, but you still will have to clean it up as well. But you have an opportunity to still show that you're asking for forgiveness, show remorse for whatever you've done or said, you know, that day. Now, so let's talk about these numbers, starting with the number 13, because I know you're like, get with it. You've been on for 20 minutes and you're still talking about this. Get with it. Okay. 13. If you have the karmic debt number of 13 in your life path or your born day, it means the same. It's just one have a little bit more weight on it than the other. Now I have a young, well, I'm jumping ahead of myself, so let me go back. 13. So karmic debt number 13, the debt that what you need to clear up, there's a 1 and a 3. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. But the karmic debt comes from the 3, because if you notice, every single karmic debt number has the number 1. And the reason why it has the number 1 is because the 1 is leading. The 1 is saying it's the lack of confidence. So whatever that number behind it is the one that's pushing that 1 up to gain the confidence to complete the debt and clear the debt. Okay, I hope that made sense to you. So when you think of 13 for karmic debt, it's the 3 energy, that the debt that you have brought to this new lifetime. So with the 3 energy, it simply means that you had abuse of you were lazy, okay? Basically, like you abuse your time, and not only your laziness caused someone else to be punished. So that's what the 13 for means. The laziness, you lack of responsibility, you didn't handle the things you were supposed to handle. And so yes, God, he doesn't punish you, but you do carry that debt. And it have to be a whole lot of it, a whole lot of taking advantage of others by not doing your responsibility, and it's falling on someone else. So the 3 energy is like you maybe partied too much, or you was had your heads in the clouds, and you were doing what you want to do, and whatever it was, it affected other people, not just one, but many other people. The laziness, so it has caused you to come into this lifetime with this karmic debt. So how you clear up karmic debt. And if you are a 13-4 out there, then I know you've had some of these type of things, frustrations, because with the karmic debt, you will be like a workaholic. And something about the 13, because you were lazy in your past life. So this lifetime you come here, and now it's like, okay, I gotta work. There's no time to do anything else. You know, I gotta work. And then all these obstacles keep coming up. And then you find yourself having to work even more, work even harder. And what you need to do is just accept it and apply yourself 100% with the thing that you don't need to do. Because if you do this, if you take shortcuts would add more to your karma, more to your struggles. You will have to work even harder, or something will happen where you have to work triple harder because you took shortcuts. And that's the purpose of learning the lesson and clearing the debt, is not to take shortcuts. Because that's what happened in your past life, the laziness that you did that allowed you to slack off this time. Okay, so the 13-4 is to apply yourself 100%, work hard, do all the things you need to do, and resist the temptation of taking the shortcuts. Pay attention to your detail. There's one other thing I do want to mention. Oh, I think also you want to make sure that you kind of clean up the insecurities, because in the 13-4 you will have insecurities about yourself, and it goes it's a part of the debt. It's a part of the karmic debt that you came over with. So it's just learning to work through these obstacles, paying attention to your detail, applying yourself 100%, and that will clear the debt, and you can go on and you will have the abundance. See, it's just that simple. And I can assure you that people who are 13-4, their lives are like a roller coaster. It's like up and down and up and down. Once they get adjusted to one thing, and then here they go down again, and something happens and it brings them back up. And that's the 13-4. It's like roller coasters over and over and over again, because you were so lazy in this other life, and now paying it back. The struggles that you have will take you through changes. A lot of changes that 1 minute you high up and you're working good, and then the next minute you may get fired, and then 1 minute you back up and you're working good, and the next minute something else may happen. You get sick, and then the next minute, and you just have to learn how to roll with it and learn how to just continue to apply yourself. Struggle does not last always. Clear the debt, and then you can have the abundance of, the abundance that you are wanting. Life does not, you don't struggle always. And just because you have karmic debt does not mean you pay throughout the lifetime. It doesn't work like that. God give us many opportunities. These souls that you have, these souls contract with that you've made in heaven, have given you several opportunities to clean up the debt, to clear it up. So that's the perfect God. And that's how you know that life is already predestined, because it gives you opportunities that now you're back here. Okay, so he doesn't let you just figure it out. He put people in place that you've already met in heaven that's going to give you that opportunity to clear that debt that you have. They're going to give you that opportunity. They're going to be in your face, and they're going to work your nose, and they're going to do this, they do that. And the thing to know is simply accept it, and know that it's just a lesson. It's just a test. It's just the karmic debt showing up for you to clear it. So accept it, the challenge, and achieve it, and then you can go on and have a smooth life. And if your life is smooth now and you have the 13-4 in your chart, then apparently you have cleaned up this karmic debt somewhere in your life, which is a great thing, because oftentimes we go on and we never figure out why does this keep happening to us, why we keep going down the same road, why, and that is the reason why. And I'm not saying that you will not have success, but you will have challenges. You will have an opportunity to clear the debt. You're not back here for just to be back here. You're back here to clear the debt. And you're given another opportunity to say, I know I made mistakes in my past life, obviously, because why am I struggling like I am? Why does this stuff keep happening to me? And that gives you that explanation as to why, because it's something that you need to take care of. It's something that you need to take care of. No, you have this for a reason. And just know life was good for you in your past life. Life was good, and it's going to be good this life too, if you just clear up this stuff and be able to move on, okay? So now let's move to Karmic Debt 14. Karmic Debt 14. I'm going to give you an example of who has karmic debt of 14, and then you will understand how these characteristics or this debt could look like if you have 14 in your chart, 14 life path, or a 14 born day, even a 14. You can have even a 14 name. But I don't use numerology for the name. I try to stay away from numerology when it comes to the name. I try to only use numerology for your born gift and to know your life path. Because when it comes to your name take on a whole new different talents, goals. Your name is so special, and it gives you the opportunity on. This is how, and I should explain this at the beginning, how it works. When your born gift is at a time where you are 0 to about 18, 21. That's when you use the born gift. That's when the born gift come into play, when you about 0 to about 18. Okay, so and then once you get a little bit more life experience, then you move into your life path. The life path will carry you all the way to the end. However, but when you get around the 30s and the 34, 35 life, that's when you go into your destiny name. And your destiny is the one that's, before you leave this earth, this is what you're destined to do. This is the give back that you have to give to this planet. This is going to say, this is your gift to this planet. Whatever it is that you're supposed to do with your destiny, with, you know, your, it's like your purpose, but you know, it takes over your life purpose, I guess, because as you get to step into your destiny, you can change over what you're currently doing. And that's when you're trying to discover, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to change? Right now I'm feeling different. I want to do something different. And that's when your destiny number, which comes from your name, take place. So let's talk about Karmic Dead 14. Karmic Debt 14, a perfect example of someone who has karmic debt, is Bobby Brown. We all know Bobby Brown's story. Bobby Brown total number equal 14-5, and he's born on the 5th of the month. So it's not the 5th of the month that's the issue. It's the 14-5, his life path. And that's why he's had success and struggles with substance abuse, addictive personality, 14-5 have a lot of addictive personality issues, and the addictions can be anywhere from food, drugs, sex. It could be shopping. It could be anything that will allow you to want it and just, you know, all the time and not give any remorse about it. So you have an addictive personality to certain things, and that's what the 14-5 is. And why is that? Well, the reason why, because in your past life, you could have been one of the three: a slave, a prisoner, or a murderer. And I know that sounds kind of weird. Like, I don't want to be a murderer. You mean if I kill somebody? Well, you could have. That's what the 14-5 is all about, because it is about freedom. Now you are abusing, in that life, you abuse your freedom. And how you abuse the freedom is because as a slave, and they say that as a slave, and I guess it's because you were free and then you became someone's slave. And so I guess, God didn't like that. He does not like the fact that you became a slave and you didn't have to be a slave, or maybe you was trapped and became a slave because you was doing something that you was not supposed to do. However, it has to do with abuse of freedom, just like a prisoner. And so let me just, a prisoner or slave. And so the characteristics of how you would feel if you have the 14 in your chart, you will not like to commit, okay? Because as a slave, you committed to something and you found out that was the wrong thing to commit to, and now you're trapped, okay? As a prisoner, you did something bad, and now, or you killed someone, and now you're in this jail cell, and now you have these 4 walls that you can't move. And so that's the point of now as a 14-5, because of the 4 energy. So it's the 4 that's kind of leading the 1, and which 1 + 4 makes the 5. And so and now you come here and you want to now you're here and you want to kind of you want to be able, the lesson is to control your freedom. Okay, the lesson is not to just be so loose, because now you're able to do all these things and you're not trapped anymore, that you kind of lose it and you get too free, and now you become addicted to these worldly things because now you're so free. So the thing to do is you want to, first of all, you can exercise. Exercise is good because it helps the anxiety. Because oftentimes as a 14-5, it is about you don't want to commit to something. You don't want to commit to something because now you feel trapped again. You don't like, you're claustrophobic. A lot of times you can be claustrophobic. You don't like closing spaces because you was a slave or a prisoner. And so you have been in this closing space for so long, and now you have this opportunity. So whatever past life you come from, you could have been a slave. You could have been a prisoner or someone who murdered someone, but the end result is you abuse your freedom. Oh, you can't stay in closed spaces, Toya. Yeah, that's a part of being in a 14-5. And again, it's also too is about the commitment part. We get so at a 14-5, now we just want to do everything and we don't want to focus. And it's all about focusing on one thing and committing yourself to one thing. And that's the lesson. And if you can learn to do that, you will definitely clear up the karmic debt. So, and you also, with the addictive personalities, as you can see with Bobby Brown's life, now he doesn't touch anything. He learned the lesson of the substance abuse, so he lessened his exposure to it. And as you can, if you ever seen any of the documentaries with Whitney Houston, you will see where, or Bobby Brown's show, you will see where he wanted to get her to stop because he had been to rehab and she wouldn't stop. And so that's the part of trying to lessen your exposure to things that you know that you would gravitate to. So if you are doing drugs, or if you like gambling, you kind of want to pull yourself from the scratch offs, or going to the casinos, because you know that that's something that I could be addicted to, and it will cause you to have more karma and not clear up the karma debt that you currently have. But commitment is a big thing, because when you are at 14-5 and you, especially being a slave, especially if you was a slave, then you have trust issues. You don't want to commit to anyone because you don't want to give anyone your heart. You guard your heart, and you kind of guard yourself. And so being a 14-5 is also too is committing to love, committing to trying to give your heart to someone so you can be loved. And that is it's not a lot of that, but that is part of it. That some people who are 14-5s, they find all by themselves. They don't want to commit to anybody or anything that would have them trapped into one thing. They just want to be free, and they want to do whatever they want to do. And that's why you can become addicted to sex, because you want it to be so free. You want to be out there. You want to be just, shaking the tail feather and all that good stuff. Or you could be the one who just, don't talk to people. You want to be able to be free, and you don't want to give yourself to anybody, and you find all by yourself. Well, guess what? That's a part of the karmic debt. That's a part of the lesson. So you have to learn to open up a little bit, and not only commitment, but just open up a little bit and not be so guarded. And that's a part of the 14-5, to not be so guarded. I hope I was able to explain that to you so you can get a better understanding if you have a 14 in your chart. I did explain at the beginning of this video how to calculate your numbers to make sure that to look out for karmic debt, especially if it's not visible, like in your born day. If it's in your life path, then definitely you want to calculate your year first and bring it down to a single digit if it's not 11, 22, or 33, and then add it to your born day and then your month, and that will give you your number. And if it's a karmic debt 13, 14, 16, or 19, this is a perfect video for you, because you will understand why you're feeling the way you feel and why things are happening in your life, and tell you exactly how to clear and clean those things. Let's see. So the next one is 16. Another thing for the 14-5 is also good for you to have a plan, because a plan will actually help you have focus. When you jump around and you don't have focus, you kind of lose you know, you still have this sense of just being free with all this freedom. You always want a plan, because that plan will help you stay on course and on task, and you won't be everywhere. And you're actually committing to something. When you have a plan, that's a form of commitment. So you're able to commit to this plan, and you won't veer off, and then you can focus, okay? And then exercising is a great way to have the anxiety. 14-5 can bring a lot of anxiety, especially if it's in your life path. If it's in your born gift, you may not have a lot of these qualities. It's the weight is not as bad, meaning when they say that the weight is not as heavy as it would be if it's in your life path, is because if it's in your born gift, that means that simply your abuse wasn't at that maximum level, okay? So now we're going to move to 16-7. 16-7, oh gosh, you definitely would feel like a phoenix, because 16-7 is it has to do a lot with abuse in relationship. When you think of the 16-7, the 6 is leading. The 6 is behind the one. The one, of course, you know, is lack of confidence, and then the 6 is leading that, even though it's behind it. The 6 is the one that stands out the most. The 6 has to do with domestic affairs, which means your home setting, your spouse. And 16-7 in Karmic Dead means simply abuse of relationships. It could, and it doesn't, you know, you don't know, you can find out, but I can't specifically tell you what type of relationship. It could be abuse in your own relationship with your spouse. It could be having multiple relationships with multiple people. It could be sleeping with other people's spouses. It could be so many things, but it has to do with domestic. And it could be, you know, you can just let your mind wander when you think about domestic or abuse in relationships. But that's what it's all about. And the thing about this number, it has a lot to do with destruction and rebirth. Destruction and rebirth. Karmic Debt 16-7 gives you opportunities to keep, you know, falling, so you can keep rising, and you can fall again, and then you rise again. And the reason being is because it wants to keep putting. The more you fall and rise, the more you get to your karmic debt. I'm sorry. The more you fall and more you rise, you will get to your spirituality, and you will have faith. 16-7 are a lot, mainly for people who lack faith. They lack faith, and they need to find, and this is a time that you need to find your spirituality, become one with God within, and also nature. You need to trust in the process of the universe. With the 16-7, oftentimes you don't, and that's where the lack of faith come in, because you don't trust what's going on. You don't understand what's going on. You don't know why it keep happening to me. Why do things keep going on for me? And you want to make sure that you try not to isolate yourself from other people, because that's what it's all about. In the 16-7, because your past life was from abuse, you will definitely have relationship issues. You will get into a relationship and you wonder why you just don't feel right. Like, I never feel right in this relationship. Like, every relationship I get in, I just don't have the feelings, and she don't understand me, or he doesn't understand me, or, you know, I can't communicate well with them. That's all part of the 16-7. You had all this abuse in your past life. You think you're gonna come back here and have all these wonderful relationships? It doesn't happen like that. You're gonna go through things up and downs, and mainly it's going to be in relationships. It's gonna be in relationships with just other people not being able to understand who you are and why you're doing the things that you're doing, and the ego plays a lot of part in it as well. Your ego, as a 16-7, your ego sometimes be so high up that you look down upon other people. Instead of looking directly at them, you talk down to them, and they realize that. And so you come across as a person that is unapproachable, that people cannot even hold a conversation with, because it feels like it's so egotistical, and it seems one-sided, and it seems like you're very aloof, like you're not even paying attention, because it doesn't even matter to you. And that's the type of things that you are going to endure in the 16-7 and a bit of struggles, because the point is God wants you closer to him. He wanted you to keep, understanding how important it is for you to have a relationship, how important it is for you to understand not to abuse a relationship. You can be also, like I say, isolated from others. Isolation, and as a 16-7 is kind of hard, because a straight 7 or a 25-7, they need time away, time by themselves. But what a 16-7 don't. A 16-7, you need to try not to isolate yourself from others, because this is the time that you're supposed to cultivate relationships and understand how to be in a relationship and not pull yourself away. And so once you get the understanding of the 16-7, it will make life so much easier, and it will make life a little different, that you won't feel the struggle of not being alone all the time, because that's the way that the 16-7 can make you feel. It can make you feel alone, and the purpose of this is to make you become one within your spirituality, or one within the God, or one within the divine, or whatever religious practice that you, but it's mainly about spirituality. 16-7 is mainly about spirituality. So of course meditation would be the best practice for you if you're having these issues, and it will help you try to understand how to work through this karmic debt. Okay? I hope I was able to help you get a greater understanding with this. 16-7 is the hardest, I believe, not the hardest, but it's one of the karmic debt that is really difficult to you really need a good understanding of who you are, because when you're dealing with the 16-7, it will truly make you want to be alone. It will make you feel like nothing is going right. Like, why is this not ever working in my life? And why I cannot have a relationship? Why I just cannot feel like I want to be able to give love? And that's one thing that you need to develop, is how to love and how to be in a relationship, and how to, give your opinion in a constructive way and not a criticizing way, and be able to get feedback from that other person. So hopefully I was able to help you with understanding 16-7, 13-4, and 14-5. Now let's move to the last number, which is 19-1, my favorite number, because I was born on the 19th. And yeah, Nipsey Hussle was life path was 19. Who else did I mention last time? Malcolm X was born on the 19th. Dolly Parton is born on the 19th. Let's see, even Paula Deen is born on the 19th. Okay, guys? And so this lets you know that with people who are born gift is 19, or your life path is 19, you have karmic debt. It's not as again, if it's in your life path, it carries more weight in your life path. If it's your born gift, they still have some of the same characteristics that they endure, but I guess your past life was not as abusive, or you didn't abuse your power as much, and so that's why it became your born gift and not in your life path. Okay, so let's talk about 19-1, which is all about abuse of power. Abuse of power. So what they said, that you use your power instead of for good, it went for evil in your past life. And so now you're here to help others and be enlightened. 19 is so beautiful, especially when it's in your life path, but it's here to accept and help of guidance. So the thing about the 19, it's like you are a double one, because 1 + 9 is 10. You drop the 0, but then the 19, the 9 leads the 1 in this karmic debt, but then the 19, again, you add those together, you drop the 1. you add them together and you drop the one, and then it's just, you know, one. So it's still all about power. You still have a lot of power in this lifetime. You just have to know how to challenge this power, how to channel this power. And that's the most important thing, because the thing is, you don't want to lead people the wrong way. You have this power, and if you come into this lifetime and your power is not good, or you know you have this power and you're using it to lead people in a negative way, then you are really kind of stepping into the same karmic debt that you created in the past life. So with this being said, as I said before, we have contracts with people who bring into this lifetime, or not really bring, that we meet in this lifetime, and they give us opportunity to clear up our karmic debt. They are in our lives so they can bring these bring them up, you know, make something happen, or create a situation where we have to act in a way that it will help clear the karmic debt. So I guess not react and react to everything, but allow these people in our lives to show us the lesson. We learn it and we clear the debt. It's just that simple. The whole point of the 19-1 is to be a leader of some sort of something good, a leader of something that something good that will lead people to spirituality. I believe it's to spirituality. You know, Nipsey Hussle was all spiritual, and he was trying to clean up his community. Same way with me. I'm sitting here with you talking about life path. And how I can help you clear up and clean, and how I can bring this information to you to help you understand who you are, and to help you understand who you are and why you're going through the things that you're going through. And that's my purpose for 19-1. I'm not here to, you know, I don't have a purpose behind, you know, bringing this information to you. This information, I want to bring this information to you so it can give you confidence, and that you are meant to be here, that you came here with a purpose or a mission. And that's the reason for me to bring this to you, bring all of this information to you about the 19, about the 13, about the karmic debt, about your life path. It doesn't even have to be karmic debt. It could be about your master numbers, because we need to know that we do carry power. We need to know that we don't have to suffer. And the reason why we're suffering, because we don't have this information. Oftentimes religion pull us away from the information that we need in order to be productive, in order to be able to have the life that we want. They pull us away from what we need. And so now we're stuck here suffering, and we don't know why we're suffering, and they can't explain it to us. These ministers sometimes can't explain it. All they just keep saying is repent, or what you're doing, something is something. And it could be, it has nothing to do with what we are repenting about. We can repent all day long, again, like I said earlier, and we can still have issues. And that's because we have not cleaned and cleared the debt of our karmic debt, if we have it, or our lesson, or our challenge. We have challenges that will challenge us in this lifetime. It will challenge us to be a better person. It will challenge us to be able to love. And that is the whole purpose of all of this, is just to learn how to love and not be so reactive to other people's emotions. Things that we read about on social media, things that we see in the news, it makes us react, because they have to have some type of emotion behind it, so you can react, so you can be like that. You can show that you can get mad and you can get angry, and now what are you going to do? And that's not what God wants. He does not want you to react. He wants you to see that, know it's happening, and still have the mindset to send love or healing their way, and not have the reaction that someone who don't know God, or who don't love, don't know how to act. And that's what the purpose is. We have lost that somewhere. And I guess coming back as slaves, or not being taught the right things, being pulled away from people saying this is witchcraft and that's witchcraft, it's not a God, and Jesus, you know, and sending the wrong message has kept us from knowing who we truly are, the authentic self. And that's what we need to get back to, the authentic self, so we can do the purpose for which we come here for. I know it was like a struggle getting that out of me, right? We need to do the purpose from which we come here to do. And that's the point. If we stick to just loving people, blessing and healing, we can do what we come here to do. And life will be great for us. We will have the abundance of what we want. We won't have to use vision boards. We won't have to ask for favor, because it will just show up. The opportunities will just show up because we're doing the work. We're doing the work of healing this planet. We're doing the work of loving this planet and loving the people. And that's what the message is all about. So the message is not to get you involved in numerology. The message is to get you involved in yourself and knowing who you are, knowing your characteristics, knowing your talents, your gifts, your opportunities, your lessons. That's what numerology is all about. That's why I'm bringing numerology to you. My goal is to bring, to take that numerology and bring you this spirituality at the end. Bring you spirituality. Taking this numerology and saying, no matter what you see out there, just know, just like you got soul contracts with people, they have soul contracts with people. So don't get so caught up in who shot who or who did this. Just bless the situation and you send your love to the situation. Because either way, whatever comes back to you, you want to be positive. You want to feel what you're sending out. And if what you're sending out is hate, is condemning, is anything but love or healing or prospering, then it's not going to do your soul any good. So you can either not react at all or react in love and healing and prospering only. I'm telling you, that is the best way to go. That's the only way to go. Or you're going to continue to repeat, or you're going to continue to add karma to yourself. 19:1. So 19:1, very powerful, and it's about abusing power. So this lifetime, you're here to ask for help. You're here to get help. You're here to assist others because you're so powerful. All this information that you get, you're not supposed to hold it in. You're here to help other people. You're here to not be on an island by yourself. You're here to be able to cultivate relationships with other people. And I do struggle with that. I do struggle with having friends and people close to me because I just don't want no one having an effect on how I feel and how I view things. And I don't want to get caught up in the gossip, and I don't want to get caught up in all the other stuff that comes with having people around you. And so I try to, kind of stay by myself. But I do know that that's part of my karmic debt, that I need to bring people into my space. I need to trust people. I need to be able to, help people with the things that they struggle with which I know about. And that's the purpose of me to, kind of clearing up my debt. A couple other things. How do I use my creative energy? And so people who are born on the 19:1, we have a lot of creative energy. And so one thing is to, you want to ask yourself, how am I using my creative energy? Because you have to do the work. You have to do the work. It's like, yeah, you was in that other life with all this power, but you still come back to this lifetime with even more power. But it's how you're going to use this power this time, because God still needs you. You are still so powerful that you are still a born leader. And as that born leader, you still have to come and lead people the right way. And that's what 19:1 is all about. Try to listen to other people. We have a problem with being a know-it-alls, and I'm a 5 life path, so I really truly know it all, I think. But it's also a part of listening to others and inviting others into your space and not being on this island by yourself, knowing that if you are this leader and you have to lead people, knowing that you need the work and help from others to help you get to where you need to be. And that's where I am right now, trying to cultivate relationships, meet people, network, so I can help, so people can help me to get to that leadership foundation that I want to get to as a metaphysical spiritual leader. Okay, I just want to say that that's all I have about 13, 14, 16, and 19. We can clear this debt, and struggles won't have to be so hard if we just accept the challenge and the struggle and accept where we are, and do our best to make best of the situation, do our best to be able to do exactly what we do, and not allow fear and doubt to change our course. Removing the fear and doubt, and know whatever guidance that we're getting, that is our higher mind, and our higher mind will take us where we need to go. And don't listen to the fear and the doubt. Is what I have done in so long. Let's just allow the higher power to just take over you. Okay, and that's what is most important. I just want to mention my book, Numbers, Angels, and God. If you haven't grabbed it, please do. This Numbers, Angels, and God book is a memoir that I wrote about my life and my children back in 2017 to 2018. A true story about abundance, about manifestation, and how we manifested this house that we live in, and many other things. And not only how we manifested, but how I struggled with my faith. This is why it's called a journey of faith, because how I struggled with trying to figure out who I was and what I'm supposed to do. And I struggled with my faith, and mad at God and mad at the world because I wasn't getting what I wanted. And then doing this process that my kids and we did, and allowing me to see a child, my son, get all these things that he wanted. They were manifested. And because he simply had the childlike faith, he's a child, he believes in Santa Claus. So of course if you tell him that, say what you want, it's going to happen. He said what he wanted. It didn't waver. Me, on the other hand, I wavered. But I was taught a big lesson, and that's what this book is about. Numbers, Angels, and God. It will tell you also how I communicate with angels, and how they communicate with me through synchronized numbers like 1111, 111, 222, 333. So if you haven't had a chance, please go get my book, Defining Life Path, just like my channel, Defining Life Path. That's where you can find the book. Also, cleaning and clearing your karmic debt, learning your lessons and your challenges that you come into this world with. With that being said, once we're able to do all of that, I am offering a course to you that I will be conducting an online workshop about how to manifest, speak the language of manifestation, speaking the language of manifestation. And that's what everybody wants. We all want to know how to have the abundance, how to have the fortunes of the universe, be a child of God and have the fortunes of the universe, which is, what we're here to do, what we're here to attain. We create our own reality, we create our own destiny. So why not create it and have the abundance that is solely and rightfully ours? And so I will be having a workshop in May. The details will be coming soon, but it is speak the language of the, how about I say speak the language of the universe? Speak the language of manifestation and get what you want while you in this lifetime. And I will be there to help you, understand your challenges, understand what you're going through. And again, we have challenges, we have lessons, we have karmic debt. We are all born with something, one of the three or all of them. We have challenges, and that's why we have challenges, because if we come into this world and everything is so perfect, then how are we going to learn how to love people? How are we going to learn how to treat others and be treated? And so that's why we have these lessons. That's why when we choose the shell and we have these other soul contracts that we do before we get here, it's because we are trying to have a predestined life, but we still can create the reality while we're in this predestined life. Just because we have these soul contracts with the people that's going to come into our lives does not mean we still don't have the control of how we want to live. The point is, these people are going to come into our lives to teach us the things that we need to teach, to elevate us and become one with God, so we can have the fruits of the labor, so we can have the abundance of life, so we can have the fortunes of the universe. And that's the point of this all. And so we have to learn how to be have a conscious mind, to live in the conscious mind, which is the fourth dimension and not the third dimension, which comes from lack. And you wonder why people who are rich get rich and the poor people get poor, or the other people just stay right where they are. And the reason is because poor people all they have is lack around them, and jealousy and hate, because they want these things that they see out there, and they don't have these things. And the reason why they don't have those things is because we don't learn how to clean up the lessons, the debt, the challenges. And since we don't know how to clean that up, then we continue to struggle. But however, if you learn the lessons, if you learn how to do, if you learn everything you need to learn, then you can have the abundance of life. If you learn, and I mean, I'm not different. I'm not any different. I have struggles. I have same issues that I had to clear up and clean up, and was wondering why this is happening and why I'm going through this stuff. And the reason is because it was a part of my karmic debt. Well, some of it, not all of it. Some of it, it was a karma that I created. And remember, we can create our own karma, and that's what, we not only do we come here with challenges, but we can also create other things to happen, because we're creating our destiny. And in creating our destiny, why not create a beautiful life? It doesn't have to always be struggling. So with that being said, I'm going to end here, and I will be back. I haven't decided just yet if it's tomorrow night or it will be on Saturday, but I would definitely let you know. Please join me again. If you have not subscribed to my channel, to my Facebook page, it's Defining Life Path. Follow me on Instagram at Defining Life Path. Also, tomorrow on Instagram, I am going to do my life path strategy work with someone at 7 o'clock live on Instagram. So you have opportunity to see how I take someone's date of birth, and I will help them decide on which way to go in their lives, if they have a question, or if they're trying to change something, kind of do something different, whether it's in their career or going to school or getting married. I don't know if I can really help them about that, but I will let them know what year they're in, if it's a good opportunity, if they think about buying a house, or pretty much whatever questions they have. I use their date of birth, and I just give them the information that's already right there provided for them. They just unaware of it. But this is tomorrow on Instagram, 7 o'clock. Meet me there. And then maybe I will be back on here. Maybe not. I'm not tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. But it will be another lesson that I will be teaching either tomorrow night or Saturday. Somewhat in the numerology, because we have a lot to talk about in this numerology realm. But the whole purpose of all of this is spirituality. It's not about to glorify numerology. It's not about to glorify a whole nother what do you call, like zodiac or astrology. It's not about any of that. This is strictly, the purpose of this is about spirituality only. Spirituality only. That's where my heart lies. And I'm bringing you this because I need you to get confidence in yourself. I need you to be able to understand how karma works. I need you to understand how hatred, jealousy, and all these other negative emotions can bring more karma onto you and change your life. And so that's the purpose of this. I'm here to help you gain clarity, be a productive person, and have a productive life, and have the fruits of your labor. And I am out of here. Love, live, forgive. Tomorrow is Friday, so I will be pushing love, live, forgive. Also, yeah, I love you. Please join me. Any questions, you may hit me up on Messenger, or you can email me at hello@defininglifepath. That's hello@defininglifepath. Thank you guys for joining me. you know, this video is specifically for whoever want to watch it. And if you come in and you're watching it later on, you are the person who need this information. Okay, love you. Bye bye.